So apparently, Kwik Trip collaborated with Carbon 4 Brewing out of Madison and made a beer that's named after their Glazer donuts. I guess I've got an intro to make. Oop. I'm gonna need this. And we're back with a freshly microwaved, now 5-pack of Kwik Trip's own Glazer donuts. And by the way, I'm CPS Dave, checking in for another edition of the 60-minute 6-pack. This is a beer review where I go out and buy some beer and drink it, and then I tell you what I think about it. Now, of course, 6-pack is a guideline. The Glazer beans are sold in 4-packs, so I'll be drinking a 4-pack of these 16-ounce cans today. Now, these Glazer beans are a chocolate Glazer coffee stout. It's kind of a mouthful, and they're made by Carbon 4 Brewery out of Madison, Wisconsin. And I'm going to be pairing them, of course, with these recently microwaved to soften them up Glazer donuts. So, cheers and cheers. Ooh, that is delicious. The chocolate comes on right away, and then the coffee follows it. Goes perfect with the donut. This is going to be a good 4-pack. Well, I tell you what, a Glazer donut is a perfect pairing for this beer. The coffee and chocolate and the sweet of the donut really go together well. Cheers. All right, well, I've hit my limit on Glazer donuts. I've already hammered 2 back into the old cheeseburger locker, but I haven't hit my limit on the Glazer beans yet. Now, this beer weighs in at 5% alcohol, and there is no official IBU that I know of, but I did a stout recently that was 20, and I think this is less bitter than that, but when it's not side by side, it's hard to tell. Well, here's cheers to number 3. I do really enjoy this beer. Now, of course, it's a stout, so it's a little bit darker of a beer, and it's a little bit filling, but I don't think it's anything unusual. Now, for those of you watching that aren't familiar with Kwik Trip, it's a gas station / convenience store, and there's over 600 locations in Wisconsin, Minnesota, and Iowa. And of course, those are 2018 numbers that I found online. And I've actually had some pretty good experiences with Kwik Trip. Not only is it an outstanding convenience store with fresh produce and meats, but this is a little bit unique, but I found this in the mud in the backwaters of the Mississippi, where the beef slough flows into the Mississippi River, or at least it did at one time. There's a whole nother interesting history on the beef slough. But I emailed Kwik Trip about this bottle, and not only did I get a response, but I got a second response from one of the workers that remembers when Kwik Trip came out with its own line of pop. They said they never quite got the carbonation right, and the caps would blow off when they were sitting on the store shelf. Well, cheers to number 4. Well, closing thoughts as I drain this last swig. Cheers. I really liked the beer. I enjoyed drinking it. I liked it, but stouts aren't necessarily my favorite beer. I think it's a really good example of a stout, though. These can be found, as far as I know, in select stores, Kwik Trip stores across Wisconsin, and I don't think they're distributed outside of Wisconsin yet, but with demand comes increased distribution. So it's your job to call Kwik Trip and say, hey, we want this beer.